Hey there, everybody. My name is Gold, and welcome back to the Hcast. I'm once again joined by my lovely co-host. We got Matt Mlord Plays right here, and then we
How's it
got
hanging?
Andrew Hanasek, Pillsbury 68 YT,
Man,
also owner of
dropping the
Pillsbury NASCAR.
dropping the full fucking legal name for
Oh
me.
yeah,
Thanks. Wow.
and his
I
address.
can't
Put
believe
his editor address.
Editor,
Editor,
right
what are
here.
the
This is
addresses
a
of all
picture of his
creators?
house.
Here's a picture of the house. The
IP
Hanasek
address,
family house.
social security number, credit card
This is his
information.
brother right here.
Yeah,
You
I
might
don't
know
have a
him.
credit card, so it's fine.
Someone's
All
credit
right.
I'm
card. I don't
saying
know whose.
it's your dad. It's your dad's. That's the appendix right there. It's someone on screen. Editor, put it on screen.
Put the
Editor,
appendix on
put my
screen.
dad's appendix on screen.
Off to a great start.
We're off to a wonderful start.
Well, we've got
All right.
one heck of an episode for you today, fellas. Full of
One.
a little dressing up. Scrankly, we've
Little-
got something.
Little
Frank,
overlording.
I feel like
Lord's being
I gotta talk about Sona some more, so we're
who
for a good
knows?
episode.
This episode might get erased.
Oh, it
Which
didn't
brings
see that
me,
one coming.
which brings me to our first topic. I watched a couple anime since the last time we've scranked. I watched Toradora and Erased. Toradora, high class. I didn't like it when I finished it, and then I'm just sitting there and I'm ruminating on it. Giving it a little scranking it over in my mind. It's very good, and it makes me sad
I've
that
heard.
I can't have a fraction of what they've got.
Oh, I would assume from the edits you sent me, I think it's
Yeah.
gotta be. I mean, I also have heard about it through
Mhm.
the grapevine.
It's massive.
So
Great.
in one of the edits he sent me, the girl says massive like almost
She's like-
immediately in the video.
She's like, this
And I was
room
like,
is
"Ew."
massive.
That's what she said. And I'm like, this was probably a great edit, but I could not focus after she said massive. It was just that was what was in my mind the whole time. But
Yeah.
Well, it was a massive win for the community. Frankly,
You know what else is massive?
I've heard.
grapevine told me that the low taper fade meme was pretty massive.
And then the other
Can't
anime I
believe
watched was Erased. I didn't know what to expect going in, but coming out, I am sadder than I've ever been in my life. Actually, it gets
Wow.
two enthusiastic thumbs up and about 2 weeks worth of depression.
You never saw that one coming.
That's
know.
a Seneca recommendation.
Here's my
though.
last surprise, man. They really ambushed me.
Erase is on the watch list, so I'll get to it eventually.
Now, if I'm gonna kill myself, it's like the it's like shuffle time. It's just like, oh,
It's
which one's it gonna be?
Classic shuffle time reference.
Man, do you want to
That's-
talk next? Because I'm going to talk for like 8 fucking years after
Yeah,
this.
I'll talk. I'll start off with My Dress Up Darling, which is what I watched. In fact, I watched it all today. I woke up. The two things I've done today, instead of doing my homework, was I woke up at like 10 because we got school canceled because it's like really cold. Was I got down to my computer at like 10:15. Yeah, threw My Dress Up Darling on one monitor, Persona 4 on the other, and I had a time. And the show's peak, let me tell you, it was probably, aside from ReZero, which has like romantic undertones, this was like the first romance that I watched. And it it's good stuff. Like Jacob was saying, he would kill for like a fraction of whatever they had. Like, man, oh man, if a person like what's her face exists.
Now you know how I feel, man.
Well, I mean, I guess,
both-
yeah, I don't know all stuff, but she's peak.
Both Jacob and I have watched I would say quite a few romance
Maybe
animes.
too many.
And then, yeah, a few too many. And he has not watched one. So he has now, and now he's getting right back in with a recommendation I gave him, which is nice Kaguya-sama. So,
Yeah.
and I love Kaguya-sama.
That's probably like one of the most popular ones.
It's
I bet.
it's good. It's good, like the romance part. It's pretty good, but it's also like it's super funny as well. It's like I was laughing.
It's got Ian.
It's
so-
got Ian in it, and Ian's the light of the show. Ian's the best,
I mean, the show's gonna be peak whenever Ian has to pull up.
and he's like in a very he's not like important, but he's the narrator, so he's in it a lot.
I
Oh,
bet Matt Mercer's in it too, and then it's just peak.
He might He might. Oh, you know who's in it? You know who's in it? Desir is in it. I forgot. Desir plays my favorite character. He plays Ishigami, and I love Ishigami. Ishigami
Classic.
rules.
Uh,
Yeah.
What a
no, but
guy.
yeah, Gojo's like freaking out. He's like, oh, I make dolls. And she's like, that's fine. I'm a nerd. I watch anime, play video games, and read manga. We should hang out sometime.
Holy peak.
And Gojo's like, I've never done any of those things, but yeah, sure. And then the scene on the beach was fantastic.
I agree. I also like um crazy how like tall like the you know like the two sisters, and it's like the one's in middle school and then the
Yeah.
one's like 45 years old,
Gojo's Gojo's a freshman, or he's a first year.
which means he's
So he's a
like a
sophomore.
sophomore, I
So
think.
yeah, he's a
Yeah,
sophomore.
but he's like really tall too.
Yeah, and this middle school girl is like 6'4".
hmm Yeah, and I think the other girl is a second or third. She wasn't like that much older. I remember that the craziest scene in the show that was when he like walked in on her. But other than that, like
Yeah,
it's a
no,
lot
that
less.
was
Which is not the craziest thing we're going to say in this episode. This episode might get us demonetized.
It's a lot less
we.
fan service. It's a lot less fan servicey than like than you would think. Like there's still a lot of
Mhm.
that, but it's like I don't want to say it's part of the plot, but like it kind of needs to happen if that makes any sense. Um, but that one part is definitely the most like
Mhm.
over the top thing that they do. Um, no, but yeah, the beach scene was alright, or it was good. The train scene was really good. And then the final scene.
The fireworks scene was good.
Fireworks good. The best scene though was the final one in my opinion, where she calls him because she's so scared.
Mhm.
And then he's like, then he falls asleep, and then she says, "I love you."
Yeah.
You guys have both seen this now, so I'm not afraid. I can tell you now. You guys should watch More Than Married Couple Lovers. It's great.
I'll give it a skronk sometime, maybe.
Yeah, you
Give it
know,
a scrant.
maybe when I'm less like deep in the ruts of wanting to end it all, you know, maybe
Yeah,
maybe
Jacob's like on the verge. See, I'm on top of the world right now.
if I didn't have Sonic, I
It
don't know what I'd be doing right now.
See, Sonic saves lives. It is. It's actually not past 9 p.m. yet, so you're still safe for the next
Okay,
13
so I
minutes.
can just
Do it. You can end it now, but 10 minutes go by. Then it's irrational. But I'm so happy because I finished My Dress Up Darling and I finished Persona 4. And oh brother, let me tell you, this game is fantastic.
oh brother.
It has
oh,
got.
brother.
It's the funniest of the three. By far, the cast is just something else. Like voice actor wise, we were talking about this. It's got like Yuri Lowenthal, Matt Mercer, Troy Baker, Johnny Young Bosch, just two characters. Laura Bailey, uh, someone else. I can't remember.
Oh my God, who was it? Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's not coming to me. Oh, Sam Riegel.
Saint Real.
Um, but it's just like fantastic. Kanji's like a top three character. I made a tier list of all the characters for the party members from 3, 4, and 5. I got Kanji in the top 4. At 4, I mean he's so
Who's
cool. And then they
who's above,
domesticated him at the end.
who's above
Um,
him? Who's the top
they're all
five?
Persona 3 characters.
Oh well.
Top 5 is Yusuke Kanji, the protagonist of Persona 3 Makoto, this fella from Persona 3 Shinji, and then this girl from Persona 3 Mitsuru. That's the skronk.
I know that one. I know Mitsuru.
And then Igor in Persona 3 drops like the hardest line. He drops it in every game, but in 3 it really hits. He hits you with the "You were truly a most remarkable guest" at the end of the game, and it hits so hard in 3. But no, yeah, this game was great. The final boss is fantastic, and I loved the ending was peak. I like 3's ending more, but at the end of 4, like you're only in this small town. It takes place in a small town. You're only here for a year because your parents are working overseas. So you leave, and like there's an animated cutscene of you taking the train. It's like, oh, we're gone. But then it came back into gameplay, and I'm like, what's going on here? And you come back. It's like you come back on summer vacation. So I got to walk around with all the scrunks like one more time. Like here on vacation, like they've all like grown up and stuff. So you get to see all the fellas again and see how everyone's gotten better. So that was fantastic.
Yeah,
Especially
like
this one girl who I told Jacob about. Um, we were on a call when the scrunk happened. If you've
Mhm.
played 4, you know what I'm talking about. After I was in heaven.
It happens.
And uh and she was chilling. She's back. So thank God. Like I almost lost it if the scrunk happened. But it was good. It would have been better if I wasn't spoiled on who the killer was. Um but yeah. And also the Hollow Forest is like a solid dungeon. It gets rid of everything you have, and you can only use stuff in the dungeon, which is like pretty interesting. But it also halves your SP after every battle, and I hate SP management, so it made me want to kill myself. But other than that, it was pretty good. Final boss is hype. And it's in my top 3 favorite games of all time. So now I'm playing Metaphor. I haven't started it yet, but I'll start tomorrow. I think that's all I got, unless you
That's
guys.
all. Oh boy. All right, I got some scrunks to talk about. So during my time, I've been playing Persona 5, right? But I also wanted to like show it up too. So I've watched four sorry, not really four, more like two and 1/12 and 2 and 1.5/12.
Whatever you just said.
1.5 54ths, more like it. But that
You're losing me here.
Yeah,
most recently
I'm
I
falling
started a
behind on
little
this
while
one.
ago. I started Overlord, and Overlord it's pretty damn good, I will say. I've only watched an episode and a half, but it's got potential, and obviously it has potential because there's 54 episodes, 4 seasons, and a lot of people really like it. But the first episode's a little. It's kind of freaky, honestly. First episode, something happened which I will try to describe on the cast the best I can without us getting demonetized. Um, so what's his face? I'm just gonna call him Mamanga because I don't know his name. Mamanga.
The
I don't
guy
know
from
how
One Piece?
I don't know.
Django?
M. Good old
Django.
M. Good old M. M's here, and he's like, "Hey, I'm trapped in the game. Oh my god, I gotta figure out what's going on here." So he talks to the woman who was not able to talk before. He talks to the
Naturally.
woman. The woman's like, "Yeah, hey, my lord, it's wonderful. Hello." And he's like, "Oh, of course." And so he can smell her, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, I can smell." Not like he doesn't purposely smell her, but he
Oh,
can
okay.
like,
Mhm.
"All right, so I can smell her perfume or something." And that's interesting.
Oh, okay.
Uh, what else can I do? So he touches her wrist, and he's like, "Ah, I can feel her." And then she's like on top of him at this point because she's in love with him, and he's like, "Oh, he's got her two large things in his face as
Let
you
me
as you
let me let me
might
help you
think."
real quick.
Yeah,
For our
please
viewers
help.
at home, he's Shinra her Kusakabes.
He's Shinra her Kusakabe's, and she wanted it. So
What a way to
so
say that
he
phrase.
he asked her if he could Shinra her Kusakabe's, and she was like, "Oh, please, I'm so madly in love with you. I love you so much." And
But
he
you
was
never
like, "Oh,
asked.
don't mind if I do." And so he did. Um, and so yeah, that happened in the first episode. So I'm 5 minutes into this. I'm like, "Oh, this is going
Absolute cinema.
one way.
Absolute cinema.
This is going one way that I did not think this was going to go, but I guess so." Uh, so yeah, it's scrunkling along. I'll probably like it a lot more once I'm like actually know what's happening. But
I hear it's weird the whole time.
Yeah.
That's what the
Brandon
streets were
likes
saying.
it, so
yeah, this
Is that bad?
he likes JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, so whatever that tells you.
I guess so.
It's like a gayer persona.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Well, I was just telling Jacob. Apparently, I saw a TikTok. JoJo's like part 4 or whatever is the exact same as Persona 4.
That's funny.
Like same color scheme, same number, same theme, same story, just like the exact same as Persona 4, but less kanji, which means it's bad.
Of course, naturally. But yeah, I honestly I can believe that because I don't see how this woman could be anything but weird. Um, yeah, she's pretty weird so far, and I've known her for less than an episode, so scrog.
If Brandon were
Um,
here, here's what he would tell you exactly. He'd be like, I promise you, it's peak. You just gotta get paid. You gotta push past it. Just gotta
Get back.
get past it, you know?
Get back.
Gotta get that.
Naturally. But yeah, so I'm watching Overlord now. Right. So a while ago, I started 7 minutes of the first episode of Returns Magic Should Be Special because Jacob recommended it to me. But then Matt was like, "Oh no, you gotta watch One Piece." So I started watching One Piece.
One bit.
So I went back to Returns Magic.
How many pieces?
And it was pretty damn good. I was saying it was peak. And it was good. I liked it a lot.
It's very good.
Excuse me.
I quite like it.
My favorite character is Romantica because she's really funny, and I think her voice actor is very good. There was quite a few little like lines that were super like that sounded so natural, and I love it when a voice actor can sound really natural when they're playing their voice. That's one reason why I like Billy Kometz so much. That's one reason why I like Alejandro Saab so much because they're both very good at sounding natural in their characters. And so yeah. But I liked Returner's Magic, and I was saying, man, this is peak. This is probably like my favorite isekai, besides ReZero.
I was gonna say, aren't you like a slut for ReZero?
Yeah. Fuck you, hate you.
It's just true.
So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of true, but like, I hate you anyway. And then I watched the wrong way to use healing magic, and I was like, oh my goodness. What is this peak that I randomly found? It was so good. I was talking about Alejandro Saab before. He's the voice actor for the main character, and I think there's a tie between my two favorite characters. Usato, the main character, and then Rose, who's like his trainer. And she's like the leader of the rescue squad. So they're kind of tied for my favorite character. It's so peak. I like it so much. Jacob said he's gonna watch it, and I couldn't be happier. There's a bunch of voice actors that I really
It's
like
been
in
in
it.
the plans.
Kaguya's in it.
Yeah, Alejandro Saab's also in Persona, but just
Alejandro Saab's also in Persona. And
he's a VTuber.
yeah, he is a VTuber, but I can look past it. It's fine. I can look past it.
Look past. Look into, frankly.
That's what entices you.
Of course, naturally, yes.
I like my tubers to be virtual.
Naturally.
So I've heard.
so, is that why you haven't visited us yet? Because we're only virtual.
Yeah, I prefer you. I prefer you tool.
Well, he's waiting for the. You know how you got the dog as the profile. He's waiting for like the furry dog like character to make his appearance. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, I'll bring my fursuit along.
Yeah.
Fursona.
I'll just be a sentient M, and Andrew will be the dog, and it'll be crazy. It'll be tough.
Greg's gonna show up and be like,
Nah, he'll be in Guam. I'm sorry to break it to you.
he'll be in Guam.
Hey, we lost your cat.
I was just shipping it to New Jersey. Where is it? It's in Guam.
It
How
seems
did
like-
it end up in Guam?
He was hit some bag of cookies or something. He was just running around.
He would be a bag of cookies.
But yeah, I really liked
yeah.
I really liked Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic, so I couldn't be happier that Jacob wants to watch it. So I'm very excited. I really like it. And then I watched the most peak show I've ever watched. It's my new favorite show. I watched one episode. It's great this great show called Shiko Noko 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 Koishitan Tan. And it's about deer. And the first episode I watched. I mean, maybe. I hope so. There tends to be a lot of deer.
It's about nothing anymore. It got canceled.
I watched one episode, and it was so incredibly good that I decided I can no longer watch any of the other episodes because it was so peak. It was just such wonderful, pure peak that I couldn't watch anymore.
Well, it was really that good.
It was so good. It was so good that I couldn't bring myself to watch another episode.
You don't drop stuff that easily.
No, I don't. But I mean,
you watched ReZero, so like you must have some sort of fortitude, right? Like,
whenever me and Brandon watched the first episode, or like the first couple episodes of Shika Noko 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 Koishitan Tan, we were sitting there, and like the deer dies or something because deer shenanigans, and one of us says, "Oh dear God," like audibly. And then it goes up, and then there's Dear God right there. And he's like, "Oh, dear God."
Oh, dear God.
brother.
And it was the best moment I've had watching my dear friend Nokotan.
Yeah.
No, it can't be a high bar though.
It's okay. All bits aside, it's absolutely it's so bad. It's actually it's so bad. It's
It
so
does
bad.
not
what
get better either.
what could have been so bad about
But
it?
the
Like I
deer is
didn't.
hot.
So
Isn't she like a deer?
I don't care.
and a freshman in
I
high
don't care.
school.
I've
All I
officially
know is the
decided I
thing
don't
about-
care.
I know the thing about the antlers and that the one girl does that Tobey Maguire dance, and that's about the extent of my knowledge on the show.
Yeah,
Well, that's about the
it
extent
was,
of the show. So
it was
Okay, perfect.
apparently the deers can sense if you're a virgin or can feel, excuse me, feel if you're a virgin or not, and they can also feel if you're a delinquent or not. Um,
Two
so you
important
know,
things to know.
yeah, two very important things to know. And it's so stupid. The whole plot apparently is like we have girl who used to be a delinquent and now she is good, uh, like honor student and everything. Deer comes in, can feel that she's a delinquent, calls her delinquent. The whole class now believes everything the deer says and hates the girl.
Naturally.
I'll stop
And
it
then
when
the
he's
deer
wrong.
asks if she's a virgin or not, and everybody goes because they're worried that she's not a virgin and she's a virgin, and so everybody's like, "Oh, okay, thank goodness." Um, and then she gets pressured into joining the deer club, and she joins the deer club,
The fuck is the deer club?
she gives it. I forgot to say she saved the deer on the first day of school, so the deer gave her
Naturally.
a bunch of deer crackers, uh, and then like broke her antlers off and started eating her old antlers, and it
Oh,
was
of course.
really weird, and it was awful. I'm not
That's-
watching.
You know,
it.
you
As a
asked what is
deer.
the Deer Club, and I so wish I could tell you. I've seen almost every episode that's available of this show. I don't know.
Like the
What is
club.
the fucking deer club?
So what ends up happening is that another girl joins the club. It's
I was gonna
like
say there's a at the end of the episode.
like the sister joins the club, and she's in love with the sister. So you got incest already.
Like the deer or the
The
no.
deer or the girl?
The delinquent's sister is in love with the delinquent, basically.
What?
And
What?
then,
Now, hold
and
the
then
phone.
Now
Hold the
hold
phone here.
the phone.
can I help you?
What the fuck did you just tell me?
I told
The-
you.
So at the very end of the first episode, we see a girl menacingly looking at the delinquent and the deer.
Mhm.
Uh, and what I can assume with
Foreshadowing, of course.
what I can assume with what he just said is that is the delinquent sister,
Mhm.
and the delinquent sister is jealous of the deer because the deer is hanging out with the delinquent. So and because
No,
the delinquent
it's
sister is
worse.
in love
Wait,
with the
is it like
delinquent.
directly stated that she is in love with her sister, or is it just like, she just wants to hang out?
It's very heavily like implied.
Implied?
It's like by
Implied?
proxy, you know.
By proxy?
By proxy, of course, of
Let me
course.
tell you, it's
Um,
worse than that actually. The sister thinks
It's not by proxy.
the sister thinks the deer took the sister's virginity.
The sister thinks the deer took the delinquent's virginity?
Yes.
Okay, so the sister, the deer, and the delinquent. That's what we're
Mhm.
doing, because I don't know any of their names. Except for Nokotan, but I'm not calling her fucking Nokotan. She's the deer.
God, I would kiss her. Anyway, so
It's a
then
deer.
the
She's also, like, very autistic, by the way. Like,
So are
you
so
can
are
see
we.
it. I mean, yeah.
collectively we have 24 chromosomes.
Not the number that you need.
How do we distribute that? How do we each get
Ask
like,
the
Jacob
deer,
and I have
man.
Jacob and I have 10 each. You have 4. That's kind of the ratio.
No, we're splitting it 6. Each of us get 6, and the rest of them are just somewhere.
We
They're-
lost
they're-
them.
They're in the age gap. We lost.
Anyway,
Fair
so then
enough.
the sister's like, only I can do that. Only I can have it. And so then they do a game show.
And have
Um,
what? The virginity?
I guess.
Yeah, the sister wants the delinquent's virginity, apparently.
Right. And so then the
I'm
deer
on the same page here. Okay.
the sister and hosts a game show, or someone hosts a game show, and it's the deer
Naturally.
and it's the sister, and they both compete in the game show, and the deer wins, I think. And like the
Of
sister
course.
tries to kill the deer, succeeds, and then Dear Jesus puts the deer back into the body, right?
Also, dear Jesus is in it like a lot.
Yeah, no, Dear
Like
Jesus is just around.
he's like every so often, every time the deer appears, it just goes to like a chorus of oh, and it'll show dear Jesus.
Classic the deer.
Yeah, they keep saying the deer say Shika because that's
No,
deer
shika,
in
shika, shika, shika,
that's
shika.
deer in
Shikamaru,
Japanese.
Oh no, it's shika, shika. That's what it is. I remember now.
Like Deer Man from Naruto. Perfect.
Right, yeah.
Naturally.
Deer Shadow. I think I don't know if
Deer
Maru
Shadow.
I don't know if
I don't know what
Maru is
Maru
Shadow,
stands for.
but I'm just gonna assume it's Deer Shadow because I enjoy that.
Classic Deer Shadow. I will never say his name normally now.
Anyway, we've almost made it to episode 3.
We're not doing this. Wait, hold on.
No, the only other
Wait.
thing is that then a green-haired girl joins the thing and she is like, "Can I be a deer?" And the girl's like, "Of Skrunk you can. You can be the deer alternate. So if I'm sick, you can be the deer." Because there's only be one
Sweet.
deer.
Because there could only be one.
And then
yeah.
there's like this really tiny cat girl who hates Delinquent. Hates her. Hates her
Of
with all her
course.
fibers of her being. Equally hot. Anyway.
She's a cat.
And probably younger than a freshman, but I'm moving on.
You're okay.
I'm a
There
bad
you go.
person, okay?
It's been over like
It's been
30 days.
It's been
since you
26
turned
minutes. And I've already made
Oh,
horrible
he's talking
comments.
about since you've been 18.
No, that's not
No,
important.
since you've been 18.
Not important.
Jacob's talking about since 9 p.m.
Oh, since 9 p.m. It's only been 7 minutes, naturally.
Not important. Anyway. So then the cat also joins the deer club because she wants to like take down the deer club from the
The
inside.
Naturally.
anti-deer.
Is she the main climactic villain of the first season?
I don't know.
And the only season because it got canceled. No.
Do they know they're sisters, or is this just like
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
there's-
they?
yeah,
Are they like
yes. They live together and everything.
okay? Good stuff, man.
I'm glad I stopped after one episode.
I tried to warn you, man, you know?
Well, yeah, like
Yeah.
Andrew texted me. He's like, all right, gonna play some soda. Then we're gonna watch the Deer show. And I'm like, you could do anything else to watch that. I'm like, watch Cyberpunk instead. And he's like, no, I'm good. Thanks though. And then he dropped it like after one episode.
I ate lunch, watched the first episode, and then dropped it.
Because you were like, oh.
Yikes.
This is your
worse than I thought it would be.
your palate is so refined. You can't handle that unadulterated peak. That you just couldn't watch it.
That's why, you know what? That's why I put it at the very bottom of my list. Did you guys ever watch the Teen Titans Go episode where Robin is like, you guys are the bottom of the barrel superheroes,
Yeah.
and they're all like super happy because they're like the bottom of the barrel. That's where all the juice is. That's where all the
they
good
absorb
stuff
all the
is.
juices and everything, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And so that's what I thought of Shika Noka 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 Koish Dot Dot. I was like, man, this is the bottom of the barrel of anime, which is why it's so good because all the good stuff's at the bottom.
Of course.
Naturally. So that's why it's at the bottom of my list. And
Man,
my
you saying
ranking.
Teen Titans Go just made me think about that show.
Yeah,
I started thinking of Sour
crazy
Grapes
show.
for a second. I was
Oh,
like,
okay.
A grip of them,
grapes.
specifically?
a grape of sour grapes. Yeah, I gotta start using that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sour grapes.
Well,
Classic Kid Flash getting
this
hit
has
in
already
the
been an
ankle
excellent
by
HCast
Robin's.
episode, and I think it's because of all the
It's
fandom we got in our system.
Oh, yeah.
The
Naturally.
triple fan of tragedy right here, man.
This is the triple fan of tragedy.
I would say this is the opposite of a tragedy, though. I guess this is like a blessing from God Himself, from dear Jesus.
Dear Jesus has given us the HCast.
Yeah, we
Gotta
may as well
love-
rebrand to the Deercast at this point. Like, I don't know.
It probably already exists, and they're probably from the Midwest, and they hunt deer and they talk about it.
Yeah, my grandfather's been on it multiple times.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna scrunk something up on Amazon real quick.
Sure. While he's doing that, I was thinking, have you guys seen those reels it's on TikTok too, where it's like that white guy and that Asian guy, and they'll be like, us as lawyers. Have you seen those videos? Am I crazy? No. Well, they did a really funny one that I saw where they were like news
No,
anchors. So
fuck.
it's like, bitches love Sosa, more at 11. You know, just saying shit like that. Or,
No.
yeah, I can't think of another one from the video. I gotta find it.
Hang on a
Yeah,
second.
crazy
Let
sell
me.
on storytelling right there, man.
I can't, like, I don't know why. I was thinking about this when I saw the TikTok, and I just completely fell flat trying to remember anything.
There's only one. I gotta find it on
Oh,
Google.
yeah, the Asian guy said, "You know Ron Burgundy, I'm Ron Yellow." That's another thing that he said.
I'm glad this is in my search history now.
What did you look up?
My dear friend Nokotan plush. I gotta get one.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I
Why do
gotta
you
get.
want one?
Gotta get one. Because it's
He
the
wants the
funny deer.
antlers. He wants
The
the...
Guys,
funny. I need the antlers. I need to be able to feel if people are virgins and delinquents.
I found out the problem. It stopped airing September 22nd, the day after I started watching One Piece again.
Your viewership was the only thing keeping it alive once you
I
stopped.
was it.
Killed
It was
You
it.
were the deer show, and it couldn't stand on its own two legs without Jacob
Four
the Golden
legs.
Axe. No. Sorry.
It's a deer.
Don't
What's
worry,
in the
don't worry.
Cajun
I'm
meat?
here. I will finish the deer show to make it give it a season 2.
You don't have to. No one's
No
making you,
one's
man.
making you. Don't punish yourself like this.
Well, I was thinking the other day. I was like, one day I'm gonna be sitting down. I'm gonna be like 27 years old. I'm gonna have a bunch. I'm gonna have like a successful movie. Matt's gonna text me. He's gonna be like, "Did you see what happened on YouTube?" And be like, "No." He's gonna be like, "The grapevine just called. The deer show's getting a season 2." And I'm gonna be
Shut
like,
up. You didn't hear?
"What?
You didn't hear?
You didn't
You
hear?
didn't deer? You didn't deer?
Dear
It's getting a
God.
season. Dear God, it's getting a season 2.
This is out of hand.
This is so out of here. I'm so
This is
glad the
out of
bit's back.
hooves.
It's out of the hooves of the deer. It's out of the antlers. At this
I would
point,
hope.
they can't feel if
Keep
we're. They can't feel.
going with that one.
They can't. They can't feel if we're right anymore.
Okay, perfect. Because that's another thing that the antlers can be.
Yeah.
Andrew's
You're
gonna
right
get
or
the
wrong way.
plush, and it's gonna like sound when I walk downstairs. It's like, oh, he's a delinquent right there. Nothing else.
Like, right. They glow red whenever you're a virgin or a delinquent, so you just gotta kind of guess.
Yeah, you gotta guess. And what am I more likely to have committed a crime or had sex?
Committed a
No.
crime.
Committed a crime. Hate to break it to you.
I hate to
Yeah,
break it
fuck
to
you,
you.
guys.
Hey, don't worry. It's same with me. Don't
Go
worry.
ahead and tell
I
me
mean-
the gender population of your school.
Okay, well that's
Okay, male.
low blow, low
We're
blow.
riding the same. We're riding the same deer here, Matt. We're both. We're both on
the
the
same
delinquent.
deer. Shut up.
No,
not a saying.
please
That's not a
don't.
saying. We're not making that a saying.
I was trying to. I was like trying to think of a deer thing that was like we're in the same. We're in the same. We're in the same boat here, Matt.
You're
And the first thing that came,
This is not a fucking thing. We're riding the same deer. Shut the fuck up.
the first thing that came to my mind was that.
riding a deer.
We're riding the same deer.
The like pure terror I felt when that was said.
Dear God, that was bad.
You're out of control today.
Oh, this
Yeah,
is the best.
the deer show ran from July to September and got canceled.
Oh, brother.
That like
Oh,
I was
Oh,
really hoping it would be
dear.
like 2 months because if it was, that'd be 6 weeks. Give or take.
But it's like 8.
Yeah.
well, yeah, like 8.
How
yeah.
many weeks? Like 8.5.
How many weeks?
Close to 6.
If it ran for July, August, September, that's 3 weeks. That's 3 months, 12 weeks. And if you split 12 in half, that's 6.
Oh wait, there is
How
12.
many hours
There
of
is 12 episodes, so there would have to be 12 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I dropped Black Clover, by the way. Not like intentionally.
12 tribes. Oh my God, I just realized that. 12 tribes.
Oh my.
Every
Sorry.
episode is each tribe, right? So you got
Mhm.
Reuben. Reuben's the first one. That's why it was so bad.
Yeah.
That's always
Dan's
so
like
bad.
12 because nobody
Yeah,
watches
see?
Dan.
No one makes it to Dan. It's a gauntlet.
makes
to
it
get
I
there.
didn't make it to
Alright.
Dan.
Only the strong make it to
You make it to
Japan.
Levi.
What if my dear friend Nokotan was like your big break? Like I get to finally be an anime voice actor. Canceled.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The person who voiced Nokotan, it was like their first ever show. I'm the main character of a show, everybody. This is great.
Bram.
Can't.
Bram.
Not here, not here. You're gonna be the deer now.
Nah.
No.
Don't worry,
That'd be
we'll
devastating.
fandom it for your birthday. We'll just like
Guys, I can
animate the
come
rest
back
of the
for
manga.
season 2.
Yeah, we don't even know. We don't have a birthday gift yet.
We started the last one in on Christmas Eve
Yeah.
and barely made it.
What do you want for your birthday, Andrew? Like, what do you want us to do?
What do I want for my birthday?
Yeah, we don't have any fun ideas and stuff.
We can ride the same deer if that's what you want. I've heard.
you guys,
If that's what scrungs your gungle, like I guess, but I don't.
Not really
that's
a
what
big
strengths your
fan
angle.
of riding deer, but I'm sure I can find one.
Especially the same deer.
There's only one deer I'll ride in this country.
Nope.
Which one
The
is
deer
it?
of freedom.
The deer of freedom, baby.
Not where I thought it was going, but good save. Yeah.
And Nokotan.
There we go. That's right. That's what I expected him to say.
Yeah.
So there's only 2 deer you'd ride. In this
They're the
country.
same deer, I think.
But that
Same
deer
deer.
is in Japan, right? So it's not in this
Right.
country.
So there's
Oh.
only 1 deer I'll ride in each country.
There's only- In
But what-
Egypt, we got the deer of the pyramids.
What about the Greenland deer? What
The
about that?
Greenland
No,
deer?
because now we're buying Greenland, so I guess it doesn't like.
That's true. Yeah, Trump's like
Yeah.
buying Greenland.
Supposedly.
Crazy that the Gulf of America is a thing now.
It's the Gulf of America.
He could just like do. I didn't know he could just like do that. He just can
Yeah,
apparently.
me
Feel like-
either.
Like, oh, Mexico?
Is the Gulf of America like what we're Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, whatever the fuck it's called.
The Gulf.
Gulf.
The-
Is the Gulf?
The
Is
Gulf.
the good old Gulf. The Gulf. Is it like split in half between the two like things? Like do they have to both agree what to name?
I mean, if I were Mexico, I would not try and fight against it. I'd just be like,
Well, I thought it was Mexican property at first.
I also
but it's like-
thought it was
that
like
is what you would assume. I
Mexican
don't.
territory.
If we own it, why have we been calling it the Gulf of Mexico?
exactly.
the Gulf of
But
Florida.
I guess Florida like reaches that far. Like I know
The
Florida
Gulf
reaches
of
that far, but I guess
Rada.
they also do. The Gulf of Rada, yeah. Classic the Gulf. Like I don't know, man. That's always been a weird body of water.
Like nobody
It's
cares
kinda
about
weird,
it.
man.
It's just kind of petty to be like, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're
Close to the
renaming it.
Gulf.
Between a lake and an ocean. Well, who cares?
Exactly. Like who's picking the Gulf over like anything?
Yeah, exactly. Like you got two. If you got two choices, if you can choose like if you between the Atlantic Ocean and like Lake Michigan, like what do you choose?
Which two body of water draft here? What bodies of water are you taking?
Indian
Yeah.
Ocean.
That's a
The
good
Indian
one.
Ocean. It's not a bad one, no. You know, it's not like too big. It's not like the Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean's
Right.
way too massive. It's way too massive. But it's like it's just the Indian Ocean's just the right size. I'm like an Arctic Ocean kind of guy.
I was about to say the Arctic Sea, man. That's a classic.
I mean,
It's one of the
it's
a
definitely
good one,
top
you know?
top five bodies of water.
Oh,
I
It's
mean,
no,
got
it's
it.
no Dead Sea, of course, but
Oh,
No,
I
the
mean,
Dead
the
Sea.
Dead Sea is something
Natural.
else, man. It's a
The
stud.
Red Sea's right by it. That's a good one. Mediterranean Sea. Come on, now
Ooh.
that's like the
Ooh,
sea
yeah.
of seas.
I like
right
my
there.
sea like I like my women. Mediterranean.
Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I guess.
I thought it was gonna be like young or something. Like I don't know where it was going. I just didn't expect it to be good.
I like my seas like I like my bread. Mediterranean bread's
Red
good.
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean bread's good. Have you ever had Mediterranean bread?
Isn't
No,
that like
I can't
Or
say
is that
that
Indian?
I have.
There's a place in the old Cago that has Mediterranean bread as an appetizer. It's pretty damn good.
What's the name of? Is it like a place that you can't say on camera, or is it like a chain?
Yeah, it's not a chain, but I don't remember the name of it.
You talking
I don't
about
know,
Soul
I went there,
King?
I went there like
Like,
last summer.
Brooke?
What?
Yeah.
What?
Soul King.
He said like Soul King.
Yeah.
A Soul King? Like this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
No,
haven't
it's
had a lot.
not, but I don't believe so, but I
I
mean
don't think I've
maybe.
ever had Mediterranean food.
It's like so
I'm
the bread
going to.
Mediterranean bread's like a very thin slice of bread and it's got a lot of seasonings on it. It's pretty damn good actually. I liked
Is
it
it
a lot.
naan or is naan Indian?
Um
I
Naan is
guess
kind of like a pita.
Midwestern.
they just
We don't,
called it they just called it Mediterranean bread.
like a pita,
Yeah.
like
Pita.
on a gyro.
Pita.
The horse is here.
Beta.
Like
The
that.
deer is here.
The deers have
The
arrived
collective
That's
riding deer.
naturally.
The group riding deer. That's what we'll get. No, for your birthday, we could either do two things. We can dub over and reanimate the Peter the horse is here, but it's us saying Andrew the deer is here, and then the deer opens the door, or we get you a deer. One of the two.
I could. Either of those things are possible.
Exactly. No, like
Give me the
I
give me
know
the
a
give me the
deer guy.
Nokotan plush.
like-
Give me the
It's
Nokotan
like,
plush.
hey, Andrew. Yeah, Dad. What's that? What's that in our yard?
Andrew the deer is here.
Why is it? Why is it got a tag on it that says to Pilsbury from Matt and Jacob?
Why are the antlers glowing?
Why are the antlers glowing red?
I don't know. You
Must
have
be a
something to tell me,
delinquent
Dad?
Yeah, you must be a delinquent, Dad.
Well, because we know one of those things can't be true.
Yeah, well, one of them cannot be true, so he must have committed a crime in the past.
Well, see, the appendix resets it.
Oh,
Everyone
Yeah.
knows that.
Yeah, I
Everyone
forgot.
knows that.
the appendix roots. But speaking of Kaga, back to like the body of water thing, right? Lake Michigan, come on. I mean Matt and I were big. I mean Lake Michigan's up there in the top 5 bodies of water.
It's the best of the Great Lakes by far.
Oh,
I mean,
easily.
it's not very eerie, but I mean, like, it's all right, you know.
Yeah,
But it's superior to the rest of them.
it's
so let me
superior
tell
to
you.
the rest of it. Yeah.
I don't remember what the other
Yeah.
one is. I know that.
Huron and Ontario.
Ontario's a good one too, though.
Yeah, but it's
What?
like named after Canada, so how good
That's
can it
true.
be?
Yeah, we should. So here's the Great Lakes ranking in my scrunk. Here's Huron, Ontario, Erie, Superior, Michigan. That's my ranking personally. I'm not a big Huron guy.
Yeah, I like Ontario.
Ontario's not bad. Erie's just like it's there, right? Erie's like it's Ontario, but it's like a little bit bigger. I like Erie.
It's just like I like Ontario, but I fucking hate Canada. So for
Naturally.
being a lake named after Canada, like it's impressive.
Yeah.
For me to like it, you know. Oh,
Exactly.
Jacob got scrunks.
Naturally.
Common question of the day: what's your favorite body of water in the world?
Yeah.
My ranking, I'd
Comment down
probably say
below. What's your favorite body of water in the entirety of the world?
ranking. I'll take Huron, Superior, Erie, Ontario, Michigan.
Really? Superior's that far down? You don't like Superior that much?
Nothing special.
I guess so. It's the deepest, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the deepest of them. Michigan comes in a solid second. That's why Michigan's so good, because Michigan's like it's the
all-around
second
guy.
it's the second biggest, but it's not the biggest, right? That's
Not
why
that bad.
Michigan's so good. Superior's like solid. It's all right. It does border Wisconsin, so it's
I'm a big Scotty fella though.
he's a big Scotty fella. I'm not, I'm just it's fine.
Like, if I were to have dual state citizenship, the other state's Wisconsin.
It'd be Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Fair enough, I guess. I think mine would be wait, what's a state that I've been to a lot? I mean, obviously Wisconsin, but I don't know what probably Kentucky. Been to good old Louisville a lot.
Big Tucker.
I guess. Yeah.
Jacob,
It's good. Jacob,
what's your ranking of the Great Lakes?
let me hear it. Let me hear the ranking.
You know, we got to put Huron. It's just like not.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just doesn't have what I want.
It's the Dan of the Great Lakes. Or the Reuben. Why did I say Dan?
Reuben.
My bad. Lapse in judgment. Dan's good.
A lapse blue in judgment.
Lapse blue, yeah.
Then we got Ontario, because who even likes Canada? Canadians don't even like Canada sometimes.
That's true.
Then Superior. Because it's just like
Pokemon?
yeah, the Pokemon. It's just not snaky enough, in my opinion.
Exactly. That's my
not
problem.
enough furry bait.
Okay, well, I don't see an issue there.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Then next, just gonna glide past that. We got Erie, and then go ahead and
weird.
give me Michigan. You know.
See, that's what we were saying while you were gone. Michigan is the best because Superior is the biggest, right? Superior is the biggest and the deepest. Michigan comes in a
But not
solid
enough
second.
furry bait. So what the fuck's the point? You know, like who cares?
Like
Michigan
Ontario's
comes in a
got
solid
twink
second on
bait,
both.
and Superior does not have enough furry bait compared to Ontario's twink bait.
Fellas, how much time are we at?
Exactly.
In the
45
episode?
minutes.
45 minutes. All right.
No
I
segment today. I think we've gongled.
No, that's fine. We can just keep talking about bodies of water. What about the
Do we
oceans?
do we
What
have
the
to?
7 seas? The seven
Yeah.
seas, right?
7 seas. I'm taking the Arctic Sea any day of the week, man.
Oh, absolutely. I think the Arctic Sea is the best of them.
It's pretty good. I mean, the only argument
what
that I'll make
are-
against the Arctic Sea is cold.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a lot you can do with it. I mean, it's
ice
it's
fishing.
nice.
Ice fishing.
I mean, but you just like sit there for hours and you're like, oh, got a bite. And you're like, oh,
Guys,
it's just another tote bag of tote bags.
There is also a
That-
chance to get mauled by a polar bear.
That's cool though.
That's awesome. But no deer
Seen
riding.
a lot
We
of
can't ride the
polar bear,
communal
right?
deer in the Arctic Sea.
Exactly. The deer, like it can't go in. It's banned from the Arctic. Everyone knows that. So.
Right. After the accident.
The accident. Yeah.
The accident.
Yeah.
Man.
The 7 seas are the East Blue, West Blue,
Mhm.
Blue, South Blue,
Do you
Palm
guys?
Belt, Sun
Well,
Belt
let's
side.
let's transition a little bit into some One Piece because I have a question. Here's like a small segment. It'll probably end up like taking the rest of the. So, there's a couple theories that go along in One Piece, and so I'm not gonna do any ones that would require stuff post time skip, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, I guess we could talk about Blackbeard because you've seen enough Blackbeard to be like, yeah, kind of what's going on.
Eight.
People are saying that because his beard keeps increasing in like tufts of like, because he has like 1 in the original, then 2 whenever he gets Whitebeard's thing, and then there's 3 in the post time skip. So they think that like he could have like a third devil fruit power.
Third fruit.
Yeah. I mean, he's off D screen most of the time, so I mean, like we don't really get.
He is off D screen.
So,
Yeah.
it'd be funny if just like Blackbeard didn't matter at all. And it was just like never explained that like he just had like 6
yeah.
devil fruit powers, and you were just like, what happened? And Oda's like, dog, I was bored.
Another like level of that theory.
He falls into this. Like he comes up like all of the emperors, Shanks, Luffy, Busty, they're all at Laugh Tale. Blackbeard pulls up. Luffy's like, gum, pistol, and then he just shoots Blackbeard into the sea and he dies.
Classic. Another thing I've seen about that theory is.
I'm sorry, did I interrupt somebody again?
Yeah, you really did. I was like actively talking too, and you
Like
just started.
actively mid sentence, you're like, I think.
Like I was getting to the point, and you just started talking.
Go.
You were
Yes,
talking
go.
about the beards, how like he has like 3 different souls, and that you can tell which one's in person by like, or which one's taken over is what teeth he's missing. Like apparently
Yeah.
his teeth shift every frame.
Oh, that's you're telling me about that, the multiple personality thing.
Yeah, but sorry I was talking. Don't worry, I won't do it again.
And then here's my other One Piece theory. So here's a double whammy for you. The all blue. Do you think it's like a real deal? Like, do you think?
Yeah, because it doesn't seem like it's that crazy of a thing.
Yeah.
But also, like, doesn't it just have to? The only problem is, like, I don't think it'll make a lot of sense because it either has to be at Reverse Mountain.
Right.
Or
we're gonna go back to see Laboon because Broke's gonna be like Laboon, and then he's gonna be like, hey, look at that. Is that a North Blue fish? And he's like,
for all they know, they've already been there. Like, wouldn't that whole area surrounding the mountain probably be the all blue? I guess the mountain's weird.
yeah.
Mountain is kind of weird.
I don't know. I think the all blue's got to be real because I think like didn't Oda be like, if Sanji doesn't find the all blue, he's gonna turn it to his dad or something.
I don't even mention it anymore, though. When's the last time Sanji talked about the all blue?
Fishman Island.
Yeah. And it was in reference to like seeing Shirahoshi, and he's like, Chopper,
Chopper.
this is my new all blue.
This is my all blue.
Chopper,
Sanji!
level with me here. Is she behind me?
I'm not
Not
gonna
gonna
lie
lie
to you,
to you,
Sanji.
Sanji.
She's
He's
right
right
there.
behind me. Chopper,
Um,
this is my all blue. No, Sanji, no.
and
And
then
then he died.
also like the Zoro has one eye like closed. I'm sure that Andrew, you've seen the fact that one of his eyes is closed. People are like when he opens that, he's gonna just bust with power. Uh, I don't know about that.
Zoro power scalers are so fucking stupid.
What happened? What's the scar on his eye? When does that shrunk the gungle?
It's just pre-time skip. He doesn't have it. Post-time skip, he does.
It was the monkeys,
And
apparently.
that
Like,
is it.
it had to have been the monkeys.
I was gonna say the monkeys. The monkeys got him.
Either that or Mihawk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Perona can't do shit though. Probably.
Yeah,
It was
well, I mean,
probably
Corona
Mihawk.
wouldn't want to, I guess.
Probably not.
I saw I don't know, Andrew might not. Andrew probably wouldn't know, but I saw a TikTok where it was like uh if Zoro was at Whole Cake Island, which are the funniest genre
I've seen
of
that too.
TikToks
No, I've seen that too.
because they're always like so stupid, and it was like like a drawing, it's like a comic sequence
Yeah.
of the events of the wedding, and then Katakuri pulls up, and
Mhm.
Zoro fights instead of Luffy, and they're like Zoro's going toe to toe with this guy. Zoro fucking dies to Katakuri. It's not even close in my opinion. Like
Right.
Luffy almost died.
Luffy
He had to
is
use Gear 4
stronger.
special.
Luffy is stronger than Zoro.
Luffy has always been strong. There was no point where Zoro was ever stronger than Luffy.
There's a part where they were really close back when Luffy was Gear 1 all the time and like Zoro was like
Yeah.
had the swords. It was close then. And I don't even think Enma would give him the ability to beat. Like I think Gear 5 Luffy does defeat Zoro.
By far. So like you said, the closest they're at is Alabasta, probably.
Yeah. Maybe Whiskey Peak.
Fuck
It is
Whiskey.
pretty
Hey
whiskey.
Luffy, good to see you, buddy. Save it. Luffy!
Luffy!
Which actually, that reminds me. I watched an hour and
Oh,
like
yeah,
a
you
half
told me.
video on the 4Kids dub of One Piece, and it was like, what if it continued?
I've seen that matter.
Did you know they cut out Little Garden in the 4Kids dub? Completely.
Yeah,
It's
good
gone.
stuff.
Really?
Yeah. So you know how Nami got sick?
Yeah.
How?
Not in the 4Kids
Yeah.
dub. She just
How do they learn about Baroque works?
Yeah. How?
they
Or
never
like-
get to another part with Baroque works, so I guess it doesn't matter because they finish right at the part where like the boat falls on them in Sky Pika.
Well, like doesn't
That's
um,
after.
that's after
That's
Alabasta.
after Alabasta.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think they just like
Like
move
because Sanji
on.
doesn't do the call though.
Right, and also like if they got to Ennie's lobby, what's Sniper King gonna do?
Yeah, the giants are. The
Hey,
giants are
literally-
giant.
Our captain is on this island that you've been to. What are you talking about? I've never been to that island.
What happened on the island? Nothing happened.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
No, that's a terrible arc to skip though. Little Garden was good. Like I thought it was funny.
And here's the thing: God forbid the 4Kids dub stayed up to date currently. Little Garden right now is one of the most important
Mhm.
setup arcs for the current state of the manga.
I was gonna say, doesn't Bragi and Dory come back and like scrunk with
They-
Shanks or
They
something?
pulled up on Egghead. Well, they did Scrunk with Shanks for a little bit, but then they pulled up on Egghead.
And now we're literally on
We're on
the
Elbaf.
island of giants. So what would
I
they?
still got to read. I got 2 chapters I got to read still.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, what would they do? It's just like, also, apparently there's a podcast called Behind. It's like Behind 4Kids, I think is what it's called, or something like that, or like, and they get voice actors who did stuff for 4Kids, and they like interview them. And they recently did an episode where they interviewed the guy who plays Sanji, and he says they told me that the like Brooklyn accent was a must. It had to be that way. They would not let me not do that accent.
Fantastic.
Also,
Sanji's the funniest in the dub, in my opinion.
oh well, like it's pretty close. Also, I listened to some of the dub, like for 4Kids. It's not that bad. People are overreacting. It's really not.
No, it can't be.
But what's interesting is
The
like,
rap.
what would they do for Sanji's like, thank you. I was looking for a light. Um,
I was looking for a lollipop. Something, I don't know.
well, but you know what the guy does in the video is he's like Sanji would probably say something like this, and it's like, hold on 1 second. Sorry, I just hate the taste of burnt sugar in my mouth. I'm gonna tell you, this
Yeah.
arc ain't gonna be going much farther.
Yeah, it's probably something like that.
Yeah.
Drunk.
It's like the 4K dub of One Piece is an interesting era. Cause like also, why did they cut out Little Garden but not like Whiskey Peak? They kept Whiskey Peak.
Naturally, because we
Well,
need
because
whiskey.
like you need Whiskey Peak, because then you can't. They're like,
You can't meet
who the fuck is Crocodile?
who the fuck is Crocodile, and who the fuck is Vivi?
You don't know who they are because of Little Garden either. It's just like, hello, Papa's Pizzas.
I guess all you learn from Whiskey Peak is that who Vivi is, and then what Croc's up. Like that Croc is the fella behind it all. You don't learn anything else, and then in Little Garden you learn. You talk to Croc because
you meet
Prince.
Mr. 3, who becomes like a semi-important character.
Mr. 3 isn't in Whiskey Peak. Oh, he's in Little Garden.
Garden. Yeah. And he clutched up and he saved Ace until he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, he saved Ace.
He saved
successfully. It was
Ace fucked up.
Done.
Ace got himself killed.
He did.
Yeah.
They were home free. They were home free, and Ace got himself killed.
You know, that's what I loved about like the fan letter for One Piece, because just like the part where like it's Luffy and Ace are like dashing past and the brother's like
the opening second, the first like minute of fan letter is like best animated stuff of the year. I'm not gonna lie.
Are they continuing that Fishman Island redo? Is it like still going on?
Yeah, it's like I think it's like halfway done. I haven't watched it.
I might watch it.
I just tried to watch it
instead of Fishman Island.
Here's the thing, like
it might be better, but you have to wait for it to finish.
Even though the pacing is better, I still don't like Fishman Island. So maybe I'll go back and watch a select few episodes.
What I'll tell you is that honestly, it is not a good arc, but I think it gets way too much hate for what it is, because it's like it's not great, but I mean like it doesn't like ruin One Piece. And people are like, it's the bane of their existence, the fact that they had to watch Fishman Island. It's like, it wasn't like that entertaining. But I mean, you got like some backstory on Fisher Tiger, you know? Some stuff on
I hate the Fisher Tiger backstory.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't care for it. The best part was that Jinbei was there. And I guess it sets up Koala, but they don't do anything with Koala.
I mean, but like, I think backstory is cool nonetheless. I mean, like, I think the Nolan backstory was equally as unentertaining.
I like the Nolan backstory.
I did too. I would say that I would like it more if we had actually seen any progress towards better human fishman relations. Because I guess they went to the Reverie, but like we never saw any actual stuff of the Reverie. It was just
flashbacks.
Oh, it was flashbacks, and then Sabo showed up, and Wapple was
and Kobe
there, and then they scrunked 2 episodes. And then Morgan's was there too, I guess.
And Kobe.
And Kobe. Well, Kobe's peak. And then I mean they went to. And then they hit up Hachinosu, and that was tough. But like if we actually saw stuff in the Reverie, like with Neptune talking, like that would have been more interesting, I think, to like actually see anything that what's her face did mean something.
Yeah.
I guess that one guy who like Shirahoshi, like he's set up because that's the guy that what's her face takes the bullet for in Fishman Island. But and it's the middle part that really bores me. Like the beginning is kind of cool because it's like the hats are back together. And then once they get to the plaza, it's like, fuck yeah, Luffy killed all these guys, and now we're gonna fight.
Yeah, and also I think Sanji was less annoying than I think everyone else thinks he was. People are like, man, he was constantly doing this. It was like he did it like 3 times, twice.
It's like his whole plot line for the first half of the arc.
Yeah, and it really didn't bother me that much either. It was just like, yeah, this is what he does.
It made me not like Sanji that much.
I continued to like Sanji.
I can't help it. Back up.
He's
We'll
just looking
see
for a
once I
light,
get
you
there.
know.
He's cool, and then his Wano fight was really cool against
Yeah.
Queen. Not as good
Makoto?
as
Makoto?
yeah, exactly. Not as good as Zoro and King, but nice Gronk.
Ice Gronk. All right, I think we should wrap the episode up.
Just like safe sex.
Just like safe sex.
Classic
Well,
reference.
thank you so much for watching this episode of the HCast. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below. Who's your favorite Mugiwara? And as always, my name's Ben Gold, and I'll skrank you in the evening. I'll skrank you at night. Don't let it spoil, because the HCast was made to scrunk. Thank you.
Made.
And if I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Good night.